During the war, while only one MiG-25 was lost in air combat, one more lost by SAM 47, on the 19th of March, 1982, an Iranian F-4E was badly damaged by a missile fired by an Iraqi MiG-25.48. The 24th of November, 1982, an Iraqi MiG-25 PD over Iran shot down an Iranian F-5F.49. In December 1982, an Iraqi MiG-25 PD over Baghdad shot down an Iranian F-5E.50. Iraqi MiG-25s made another kill against Iran in February 1983, when an Iraqi MiG-25 PD shot down an Iranian C-130. In April 1984, an Iraqi MiG-25 PD shot down an Iranian F-5E.49. On the 21st of March 1985, an Iraqi MiG-25 PD shot down an Iranian F-4E. Iranian pilots Hossein Kalatbari and Mohammad Zadeh were killed. 49. The 5th of June, 1985, an Iraqi MiG-25 PD shot down a second Iranian F-4E. The 17th of February, 1986, an Iraqi MiG-25 PD shot down an Iranian Fokker F-27. All 53 people, crew and high-ranked officers were killed. 49. On the 23rd of February, 1986, an Iraqi MiG-25 PD shot down an Iranian EC-130E. The 10th of June, 1986, an Iraqi MiG-25 PD shot down an Iranian RF-4E. In October 1986, an Iraqi MiG-25 PDS shot down a second RF-4E.51. On the 17th of January 1987, an Iraqi MiG-25 PDS shot down an Iranian F-14 with an R-40 missile. 52. Iranian pilot Major Bahram Ghani was rescued. Operator Lieutenant Rezavar Talab was killed. For a long time it was believed that this air victory was won by a MiG-23 ML.49. The most successful Iraqi MiG-25 pilot of the war was Colonel Mohammad Rayan, who was credited with 10 kills. 8 of these were while flying the MiG-25 PD from 1981 to 1986. In 1986, after attaining the rank of colonel, Rayan was shot down and killed by Iranian F-14S.53. For the majority of the air combat, Iraqi pilots used R-40 missiles. On the 3rd of May 1981, an Iraqi MiG-25 PD shot down an Algerian Gulfstream 2.54. On the 2nd of October 1986, an Iraqi MiG-25 PD shot down a Syrian MiG-21 RF.55. According to research by journalist Tom Cooper, Iranian claimed 10 MiG-25s, 9 reconnaissance and gunfighter, may have been shot down by Iranian F-14s, one of them shared with an F-5-46. During their Iraq War. 56. Only 3 MiG-25 losses, to ground fire or air combat, were confirmed by Iraq. 47. Confirmed MiG-25 combat losses during Iran-Iraq War. June 1983, an Iraqi MiG-25R piloted by Colonel Abdullah Faraj Mohammed was shot down by an Iranian fighter jet F-14. 57. The 25th of February, 1987, an Iraqi MiG-25RB piloted by Lieutenant Sayyid Sohaib Ahmed was shot down by an Iranian SAM HQ-2. Pilot was captured. 58. Persian Gulf War. Post-Operation Desert Storm assessment photograph of an Iraqi aircraft bunker with the remains of a MiG-25 after being attacked with a 2,000 pound laser-guided bomb. During the Persian Gulf War, a U.S. Navy F-18, piloted by LT Commander Scott Spitzer, was shot down on the first night of the war by a missile fired by a MiG-25. 59. 60. The kill was reportedly matched with a Bisnovat R-40TD missile fired from a MiG-25 PDS flown by Lt. Zuhair Dawood of the 84th Squadron of the IKF 61. Two IKF MiG-25s were shot down by U.S. Air Force F-15s on 19 January. The MiGs attempted to hide from the F-15s by using SHUF and electronic jammers in order to engage the F-15s untargeted. However, the F-15 pilots were able to reacquire the two Iraqi MiG-25s and shot both down with AIM-7 Sparrow missiles. 62. In another incident, an Iraqi MiG-25 PD, after eluding 8 USAF F-15s at long range, fired 3 missiles at General Dynamics F-111, a Raven electronic warfare aircraft, forcing them to abort their mission and leave attacking aircraft without electronic jamming support. N1. 63. In a different incident, 2 MiG-25s approached a pair of F-15s, fired missiles at long range which were evaded by the F-15s, and then outran the American fighters. 2 more F-15s joined the pursuit, and a total of 10 air-to-air missiles were fired at the MiG-25s, though none reached them. 64. On the 30th of January, 1991, an IKF MiG-25 damaged a USAF F-15C by a R-40 missile in the Samarra air battle. Iraq claims it was shot down and fell in Saudi Arabia. 55. After the war, on the 27th of December, 1992, a US F-16D downed an IKF MiG-25 that violated the no-fly zone in southern Iraq with an AIM-120 AMRAAM missile. It was the first USAF F-16 air-to-air victory and first AMRAAM kill. 65. On the 23rd of December, 2002, an Iraqi MiG-25 shot down a U.S. Air Force unmanned MQ-1 Predator drone which was performing armed reconnaissance over Iraq. This was the first time in history that an aircraft and an unmanned drone had engaged in combat. 66. Predators had been armed with AIM-92 Stinger air-to-air missiles and were being used to bait Iraqi fighter aircraft, then run. In this incident, the Predator did not run, but instead fired one of the Stingers, which missed, while the MiG's missile did not. 67. 68. No Iraqi aircraft were deployed in the U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2003, with most Iraqi aircraft being hidden or destroyed on the ground. In August 2003, several dozen Iraqi aircraft were discovered buried in Thisan. India. MiG-25 are of number 102 Squadron IAF on display at the Indian Air Force Museum, Palam. The MiG-25 was kept a guarded secret in India, designated Garud after the large mythical bird of Vishnu from Hindu scriptures. 69. It was used extensively in the Kargil War and Operation Parakram, conducting aerial reconnaissance sorties over Pakistan. N2. 70. In May 1997, an Indian Air Force Mikoyan MiG-25 reconnaissance aircraft created a furor when the pilot flew fast at Mach 3 over Pakistani territory following a reconnaissance mission into Pakistan airspace. 71. The MiG-25 broke the sound barrier while flying at an altitude of around 20,000 m, 66,000 feet, otherwise the mission would have remained covert, at least to the general public. The Pakistani government contended that the breaking of the sound barrier was a deliberate attempt to make the point that the Pakistan Air Force, PAF, had no aircraft in its inventory that could come close to the MiG-25's cruising altitude, up to 23,000 meters, 74,000 feet. 71. India denied the incident, but Pakistan's Foreign Minister, Ghaur Ayub Khan, believed that the Foxbat photographed strategic installations near the capital Islamabad. 71. 72. Lack of spare parts and India's acquisition of Unmanned aerial vehicles and satellite imagery eventually led to its retirement in 2006. N3, 69, 70. Subsequently, 6 out of the 7 surviving MiG-25s, the eighth aircraft, was lost in a crash in 1994, have been preserved at various locations in India. An aerial observation of the solar eclipse of the 24th of October, 1995 over India was conducted by a MiG-25, 73, which took images of the eclipse at an altitude of 25,000 m, 82,000 feet. 74. Libya. Libya was a major user of the MiG-25 as it imported 96 MiG-25 PD Interceptor, MiG-25 PU trainer and MiG-25 RBK reconnaissance aircraft in the late 1970s and early 1980s. 75. MiG-25 of the Libyan Air Force. During the 1980s, Libya confronted the United States over some claims over the extension of its territorial waters. These incidents prompted a number of encounters between the opposing forces, as it happened during the Gulf of Sidra incident, 1981, with the Libyan MiG-25s taking part in them. During the following years, the Libyan MiG-25 fleet was grounded, lacking maintenance. As MiG-25s had been grounded for several years, NATO attacks spared them during the Libyan Civil War, 2011. In 2014 and 2015, the Libyan forces under the new General National Congress controlled a number of Al-Araf airframes that were retired and stored before the Libyan Civil War in 2011, among them a number of MiG-25s. Technicians started working on some of the airframes to press them back to service in the fight against the opposing internationally recognized Libyan government forces. On the 6th of May, 2015, a new General National Congress MiG-25 PU crashed near Zintan while attacking the civilian airport controlled by the opposing internationally recognized Libyan government. The pilot ejected and was captured by opposing forces, which also claimed they downed the jet. 76. The jet may have been in one of its first flights. After re-entering service. 75. Variants. Prototypes. U-155 are reconnaissance prototypes. 2 prototypes, U-155R1 and U-155R2. Followed by 4 pre-production aircraft fitted with reconnaissance equipment. 77. U-155P Interceptor fighter prototypes. 2 prototypes, U-155P1 and U-155P02, followed by 9 pre-production aircraft. 78. U-266 designation applied to prototypes and pre-production aircraft, U-155R1. U-155R3 and U-155P1, used for record-breaking purposes in official documentation supplied to Federation Aeronautique International. 79. Interceptors. MiG-25P single-seat all-weather interceptor fighter aircraft, powered by 2 Tumansky R-15B300 turbojet engines, fitted with RP-25 Smercher 1 radar and armed with 4 R-40 air-to-air missiles. NATO designation Foxbat A.80, MiG-25 PD improved single-seat all-weather interceptor fighter aircraft, which entered service from 1979. Fitted with R-15BD300 engines and new N005 Safar 25, RP-25M. Pulse Doppler radar with look-down forward/shoot-down capability, based on the radar of the MiG-23ML. Could be fitted with 4 R-60 air-to-air missiles replacing Altimus 2 R-40 missiles. Late examples fitted with an undernose IRST. 81. NATO designation Foxbat E.82, MiG-25 PDS. Upgrade of surviving MiG-25 PS to MiG-25 PD standard from 1979. NATO designation Foxbat E.83, MiG-25 PDSL single MiG-25 PD modified by addition of electronic countermeasures, ECM, equipment. 83, MiG-25 PDZ single MiG-25 PD modified with retractable in-flight refueling probe. 83, MiG-25 M2 testbeds, one converted from a MiG-25RB and one from a MiG-25 PD, for more powerful, 98.04 kN, 22,040 lbf, dry, 129.71 kN, 29,160 lbf, with afterburner engines. 84, U-266M designation applied to MiG-25M when used for record breaking in 1975 and 1977, including setting an absolute altitude record for a jet aircraft of 37,650 m, 123,520 feet, on 31 August 1977. 84, Izdali 99-2 aircraft used as testbeds for Solovyev D-30F turbofans later used in MiG-31. 82, reconnaissance and strike versions. Russian Air Force MiG-25RB, Russian Air Force MiG-25 UBS MiG-25, a single-seat high-altitude daylight reconnaissance aircraft, fitted with cameras and ELINT equipment. NATO codename Foxbat B. 85, MiG-25RB single-seat reconnaissance bomber derivative of MiG-25R, fitted with improved reconnaissance systems and a Pelin automatic bombing system. The aircraft can carry a bomb load of 500 kilograms, 1,100 pound, bombs. Entered service in 1970. NATO codename Foxbat B. 85, MiG-25RBV modernized single-seat reconnaissance bomber with revised ELINT equipment, SRS-9 Viras. NATO codename Foxbat B. 86, MiG-25RBT further improved reconnaissance bomber, with Tang as ELINT equipment. NATO codename Foxbat B. 87, MiG-25RBN dedicated night reconnaissance aircraft, carrying 10 photo flash bombs under the fuselage. Only single prototype built. NATO codename Foxbat B. 87, MiG-25RR conversion of 8 reconnaissance aircraft for high-altitude radiation sampling role. Used to monitor Chinese nuclear tests between 1970 and 1980. NATO codename Foxbat B. 87, MiG-25RBK single-seat dedicated ELINT aircraft, with Cub-3K ELINT system. Bombing capability attained but cameras not fitted. NATO codename Foxbat D. 87, MiG-25RBF conversion of MiG-25RBK with new SHA-25 ELINT equipment. NATO codename Foxbat D. 88, MiG-25RBS. Single-seat radar reconnaissance aircraft, with Sablai side-looking airborne radar, slow. Cameras not fitted but bombing capability retained. NATO codename Foxbat D. 88, MiG-25 UBS MiG-25RBS fitted with more capable Jean-Paul slow. NATO codename Foxbat D. 88, MiG-25BM Foxbat F single-seat air defense suppression aircraft, armed with KH-58 or KH-31 air-to-surface missiles. 89, conversion trainers. MiG-25PU trainer MiG-25RU trainer in September 2008 MiG-25PU 2-seat conversion trainer for MiG-25P interceptors. Fitted with a new nose section with 2 separate cockpits. It has no radar and no combat capability. NATO codename Foxbat C. 84, MiG-25RU 2-seat conversion trainer for reconnaissance versions. fitted with MiG-25R navigation system. NATO codename Foxbat C.88. U-133 designation given to single MiG-25 PU used by Svetlana Savitskaya to establish a number of women's speed and height records, starting with speed over 15-25 km, 9.3 15.5 mi, course of 2,608